Welcome to Talkin Baloney.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
This is Boochie.
Oh, gosh.
What's going on?
No script allowed.
What are you, some kind of bot? Come on, people.
Oh, yeah. You want a pickle, you gotta give him a pickle, right?
I want to be a movie star.
Wow, that sounds so interesting.
Fresh and quick.
Cheese, pizza.
Part of the Baloney Nation.
Jim Deezy.
You guys still there?
Hey, big guy, how you doing? How you feeling? This
Jim Deezy.
Second episode of Talkin Baloney in after our anniversary.
Well, you might say it's our season debut. It is officially the start of season number 2 of Talkin Baloney.
Yes. We
and
are
what
ready.
better way to celebrate season 2 than to bring back one of our favorite guests?
Oh.
There she is.
Hey.
Yeah, by popular demand. Unfortunately, all the write-in votes and all the, somehow she's sneaking her way back on the show, folks.
Whatever.
Yep.
You're just jealous.
Jealousy is not in my nature. Competitiveness, however, is in my nature.
Well, we did get some response saying that Melly Mels should be on the show more. Whether those were paid for false flag actors or not, we don't know. But...
I did not pay any.
I'm telling you, I'm guessing you can. Sorry, folks, I got something in my eye. Must be a piece of pepper from that teriyaki beef jerky I was eating before we started the show. I'm telling you, you can pay people to amp up a show, Melly Mels. I'm just saying.
Okay, for the record, I did not pay anybody. I just happened to mention it in my class. I can't help that they watched the YouTube video a lot. But I did not bribe and I did not pay anyone.
Okay.
I didn't say, I'll give you an A if you call. So
after the show, if you could tell me how you did that, I'd greatly appreciate that.
And can you do it more often with more people?
Yeah. I mean, can you make that part of your course curriculum? Hey, how about this? You set up a report to do on the show
Every week.
Every week. You got to do a wrap up, like some kind of wrap up.
Well, last week I actually wore my Talkin Baloney t-shirt underneath my the sweater I was wearing, and I was like paranoid about taking my sweater off, even though I was hot, because I didn't want it to seem like I was advertising the show. So.
Listen. You're always advertising this show.
Jim is a walking billboard.
Yeah,
I should
all the
have
time.
been wearing my Talkin Baloney t-shirt. I'll have to wear it this week.
I got shirts, I got hats, I got masks, I got stickers on the car.
You're even advertising one of our sponsors, Dunder Mifflin.
Dunder Mifflin, bam. All the time.
I wasn't sure if it was appropriate.
It's always appropriate. Listen, err on the side of caution. It's always appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this week we are continuing to talk about Mark Wahlberg because it was so much fun the first time.
My favorite subject.
And we only covered like half of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And the people loved it. It's one of our more popular episodes we've ever done. So much response. Yeah.
Who would have thought?
So we left off.
I'm flabbergasted. That's all I can say. And it takes a lot to shut me up. And I'm flabbergasted.
No, why is that?
I don't know. I apparently, Mark Wahlberg's part of the Blockhead Nation, and all these blockheads, they all stick together. And, it's all about, making sure they support one another, especially if I'm taking a different stance than they are on something.
So you don't think he's actually like popular? You think it's a contrived effort to screw you because you were against him?
I think I'm going to put this in terms that the younger ones will understand today. This is like the hostile run-up of GameStop stock right now.
Listen, here's the thing. You shouldn't throw down the gauntlet with somebody that has access to the age group of 18 to 24. Let's just say that.
Man, I'm thinking we need to send Melly Mels a cease and desist. Well, folks, I live with her, so I gotta, hey, that's a great idea.
So we left off talking about The Other Guys, which we
Yes.
all agreed is like one of the best movies ever. I think we all
Yes.
agreed.
Yeah, that was awesome.
After that, Mark Wahlberg had probably his biggest critical success with the movie The Fighter,
Yes.
based on the true story of the boxer who got his big shot. Christian Bale was also in it. There was a lot of Academy Award nominations.
Yes.
Again, directed by David O. Russell, who directed Three Kings. What do you think of The Fighter, Jim?
I gotta say, I mean, obviously Mark Wahlberg's in great shape. Me and him have a lot in common. I mean, physique-wise, So yeah, I could have obviously played the part in The Fighter, but was not given the opportunity. And because his last name's Wahlberg, obviously, not a lot of acting is required in The Fighter. Just go out there.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
That's my take. But yeah, no, good.
Wow.
It's a good movie, folks. I would definitely recommend if you're looking to watch something to get some aggression out and see what you could be. You don't have to stay at zero. You can take yourself all the way up to the top. He proves it in this movie. But it's kind of a knockoff of Rocky, in my take.
Well, it's a real story. The boxer Mickey Ward. Crazy Boston accents going on in that movie.
Oh yeah. What do you think, Melly Mels? Is it just because Marky Mark, he doesn't have his shirt on in this movie is why everybody likes it, or?
That probably is it, but I don't think I've seen that movie.
Well, that's too bad.
Wow, there's a movie you guys can watch.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, date night.
So, you talked about like actors losing weight. Last time we talked about Joaquin Phoenix. In this movie, Christian Bale lost like tons of weight to play the drug-addicted older brother of Mickey Ward.
It's insane
Yeah.
how much weight he lost.
Looks like a totally different person.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's one of those Robert De Niro type actors who just goes for it, and he's really good. This is a really good movie. Highly recommended.
Yeah. Christian Bale does that in a lot of he does that. There's a movie like The Boiler Room where he does that too, where he's like same thing. He cut a lot of weight in that movie too.
Yeah. And he's done the opposite. He played Dick Cheney recently, and he gained like 80 pounds to play Dick Cheney. So,
yeah.
That's
Wouldn't you have to
insane.
gain more weight than that to play Dick Cheney? You're all weak, folks.
Donnie
right.
Wahlberg lost a lot of weight for one of the movie he was in with Bruce Willis, but I can't remember what the name of it is. It's a movie about I don't know. It's irrelevant anyway. It just made me think of him when you guys were talking about weight loss.
Maybe Joe will touch on that when we get to the next couple movies that are coming up. Jumping ahead in the show.
We're gonna talk about Donnie.
Oh, you're talking about Donnie. We're talking about Marky Mark.
Donnie
I
did
know,
a movie?
but I just he's been in movies. Yeah, I think we
Bruce
need to do
Willis
a
movie?
show on. Yeah, he's in. I'm gonna look it up while we're talking, but he is in he's in a variety of movies. Joe, I think we need to do a show on Donnie.
You want to do a show on Donnie Wahlberg?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't Mark Wahlberg enough?
Don't be a hater, James. Don't be a hater.
I mean, we did a show on New Kids on the Block, right?
Well, we did not a show on New Kids on the Block. We talked about the cruise and my heartbreak.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right.
Oh.
So maybe we'll have to rifle one, slide one of them shows in there at some point, because that's what the Blockhead Nation's wanting.
Somebody's a little bit of a hater. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, all
He
right.
feels that way, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of disdain for the Wahlberg family.
Well,
I understand, like, I didn't know Donnie did movies. I knew he did that TV show that he's been on for like ever, but I really did not know that.
I will say this in all defense, I like Donnie Wahlberg. I like his I like his acting style. He actually, to me, has some talent.
Yeah, so
So
he
you-
was in the. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say the movie's name was The Sixth Sense.
He was in The
Yeah.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Did he play one of the dead people?
I haven't watched it. I think he played I think he played the dead boy. They said he doesn't even look like he doesn't look like himself because he lost so much weight in it. For the movie.
I've seen that movie probably 5 times.
Really?
Did not know he was in it.
Yeah.
Me neither. And I've seen that movie quite a bit. So yeah, we'll have to take a little sample of that movie now, Melly Mels, and see.
Yeah. He was
see if we
Vincent
can, take a
Gray.
look.
Does that make any sense to anybody that's seen it? Vincent Gray.
No.
No.
Huh. Interesting.
So in 2012, Mark Wahlberg did the movie Contraband. So I've seen this. I've got it on Blu-ray.
Yeah. What did you think?
It's not bad. It's essentially a heist movie, and
Mhm.
we all know heist movies are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
In this case, it's a matter of smuggling tons of product, and in this case, Mark Wahlberg's brother is a loser who gets in trouble and commits to doing this big job and can't do it. So Mark Wahlberg reluctantly is pulled back in to the life of crime he was trying to leave, and has to
Yep.
pull off this one last big job.
Yep. Mark Wahlberg from the streets.
Mark Wahlberg, an expert, top of the line, best in the world smuggler.
Smuggler.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
Yeah. Truly believable.
I believe that more than him playing a science teacher in The Happening.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100% agree with you. I mean, there's some believability to the movie, his movie that you're talking about right now. I mean, he had a little rough upbringing, you know?
Yeah.
So I get it. But yeah, definitely way more believable than him being a science teacher.
Well,
That's
and
like
the thing is,
me being a science teacher.
exactly. Who would believe that?
Nobody.
And this is
That's
where
not
Mark
believable.
Wahlberg, you just put him in the right movie. He doesn't have to really act as anything. He could just be Mark Wahlberg. And he was like, oh, Mark Wahlberg plays a criminal in this movie? Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I believe it.
That's a good flick.
Yeah.
Also in 2012, he did the movie Ted.
That's the stuffed animal movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
for
a
the
big
bear.
fan of Ted.
I like that. It's funny.
It's from Seth MacFarlane, the creator of
Yeah.
Family Guy and American
Mhm.
Dad. It's definitely got that sense of humor of Family Guy.
It's definitely not a family appropriate movie.
It is
No.
not. No.
No.
What do you think, Melly Mels?
I don't remember watching it, so I don't have any details on the movie, but I've heard about it. And
Yeah.
there was something about Ted and his mother, like her being a little embarrassed about that one, and
Uh-huh.
and Boogie Nights. But
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
I watched it. Do you remember watching it with me, James?
I don't think you've ever watched it.
Yeah.
And it's also to the point that they've made this movie, and Joe will touch on it, but there's more than just one.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
But
Yeah.
it's got some comedy value to it. It's funny.
Let's so it's got a few things that I like. It's in Boston, so again,
Yeah.
Mark
Mhm.
Wahlberg doing the Boston. The climactic scene takes place in Fenway Park,
Mhm.
Okay.
which I've seen some other movies that have visited Fenway Park as part of the movie. I've never
Mhm.
seen one that involved it so much in the climactic scene. I mean, it basically takes place on the Green Monster at the end. It's very good.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it pays homage to Flash Gordon, the 1980 movie, by having the actor Sam Jones appear in the movie as himself. And there are a lot of Flash Gordon jokes, which I think is awesome. So,
Oh.
those are my
Flash
three
Gordon.
big factors for why this is
Flash-
a good movie.
All right.
Flash Gordon is awesome.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to queue up Ted and watch it. Does he take his shirt off at all in Ted? Just wondering.
That I don't know.
James, do you remember?
Yes,
Do you
he
see-
does.
Oh, okay.
So apparently we're
Yep.
judging movies on different factors this week than normal.
Pretty much, she's judging them on whether or not Marky Mark takes his shirt off.
Good to
I
know.
take my shirt off, and I never get that kind of reaction.
Well, then, Melly Mels, perhaps you've seen the next movie, which is Pain and Gain.
Pain
This
and
is-
Gain?
Yeah. Mark Wahlberg and The Rock. And they play weightlifters. And Mark
Oh.
Wahlberg is jacked in this one.
I don't think I saw that one either. And it sounds like it might be worthwhile for me to watch it.
Why don't you take another drink and cool yourself down there, Melly Mels? You look like it might be perspiring a little bit.
For sure.
Jim, what do you think of Pain and Gain?
Listen, anything with The Rock in it, even if it's got Mark Wahlberg in it, I'm down with it. I gotta say, this is a good action movie.
Yeah.
You put Mark Wahlberg's humor along with The Rock's humor. This has got a lot going on in it. So yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this one, guys. You're gonna eat the whole bucket of popcorn watching this.
Is
It
that
takes
what
it takes some twists and turns in this one.
Yeah. So this is, again, based on a real story. This is about
Yeah.
some weightlifters who pull off this crime, and they're all kind of idiots because they're weightlifters.
Yeah.
Directed by Jim, your favorite director, Michael Bay.
Hey, explosions galore.
That's right. So you know the action's there.
Yeah. There's no script, but there's tons of action and explosions.
And I think this was one of the first movies The Rock did where he actually got bigger than he normally is for a role.
Oh,
If you remember,
really?
The Rock got
Yeah.
huge for this. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy to watch it.
He's Diesel. Big time.
I was just looking to see if there were any pictures of it, but I can't see it right now.
See what I'm saying? She's so the mind's somewhere else right now.
Whatever. I just was trying to look it up so I could
Uh-huh.
see what we were talking about.
Checking her browser history later.
Isn't Michael Bay the one that does the Transformers movies too?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what he's famous for. Transformers and Armageddon and
Mm.
The Rock. Not The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, but The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to the rocks. Yeah, we're going to the rock.
So 2012 was a big year. He also did the movie Broken City with Russell Crowe, which I also have on Blu-ray.
Yes. I have not seen this in a while.
Yeah, so he plays a cop who is kind of under the thumb of a corrupt politician played by Russell Crowe. It's kind of he turns out to be the hero, of course, because it's a Mark Wahlberg movie, but
Yeah,
it's a
And
pretty
he plays
good.
the cop.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's probably in Mark Wahlberg's script that he's turns out to be the good guy in the end of everything.
right.
Part of his
Exactly.
contract negotiations. Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say?
I always win in the end, kind of a deal.
Yeah, if they were to cast him as John Wilkes Booth
Yeah.
in a biopic, somehow it would turn out that he was like a hero at the end. 'Cause
Yeah.
they made Lincoln actually was an imposter and he killed a bad guy.
Or in the end, he actually resuscitated Abraham Lincoln, and it was never told that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody else shot him and he was trying to save him.
Yeah. Wow.
How about the movie Two Guns?
I've not seen Two Guns.
Surprisingly enough, I have this on Blu-ray.
Really?
Oh.
It's Mark Wahlberg and Denzel.
Wait a minute.
It's a
Maybe I've
classic,
seen this.
It's a classic buddy comedy of two guys thrown together in a case, and they have to work it out, and they bicker back and forth, and there's lots of car chases. It's a good movie. How about the movie Lone Survivor?
Love it. One of my favorite movies with Mark Wahlberg in it.
Well, that one was the one when they were. Oh yeah, we saw that one. That one was a really good movie.
Again,
Yep.
based on a real story.
Yep.
Yeah.
He seems to play a lot of those real story characters.
If he would stick to those, I would watch more Mark Wahlberg movies, and I'd probably have a different taste in my mouth for him.
I feel like you wouldn't.
Why did you go to taste in your mouth? Why was that the description?
Well, apparently
That's an odd way to put it.
Well, I'm surprised we haven't seen Melly Mel's liquor screen yet when Mark Wahlberg's on it.
Oh gosh.
Okay, we're going to take a break and cool things off, and we'll be back with more of Talkin Baloney.
Melly Mel, sanitize your keyboard. Hey, we're back, folks.
We are.
Hey.
Had to take a little commercial break to pay the bills.
We are Jim Deezy, the big guy, and our guest, Melly Mels.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, no, we're glad to have you on here.
Oh, yeah.
You both sound really excited to have me on.
Well, personally, I was just thinking, like, does this really mean we have to talk about Donnie Wahlberg at some point?
Yeah. I'm telling you, listen, the nation. As much as I hate to say it, the nation is kind of spoken. Like,
if we get more than 10 comments asking for Donnie Wahlberg, we will do a whole episode on him. So that's the bar right now. I'm throwing out the challenge. I like that challenge.
10 comments or more, and we will do an episode on Donnie Wahlberg.
All right.
I might be sick that week, Jim, just to let you know. But
yeah. You know, Joe, you might learn some things about Donnie Wahlberg you didn't know before. You might be like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So we're up to that point in Mark Wahlberg's career, as we're talking about his career, where he does Transformers.
Yes. No script necessary. We're just going to blow up a lot of things. And
Jim, I think we saw this in Virginia, didn't we?
We did.
We
did.
With Mad Dog? Transformers Age of Extinction?
Yes, we saw this. And great action movie. There is no story whatsoever in this movie. But, I mean, I'm a Transformer guy. You know, I think we're all Transformer people here. Maybe Melly Mels isn't. I'm not sure. But I don't want to speak for her because I'll get some kind of voice recording or text into the helpline. That's what they call it in your field, right? The helpline?
The helpline? Is somebody going to call in in my defense, or am I going to call in?
You never know. You never know. But yeah, great action movie. I like it. I'm a Transformer guy, but they kind of got a little crazy with this one a little bit.
Melly Mels, did you see Transformers? Did you take the kids?
I don't think so. Oh. No, I don't think the kids and I watched it. I really need to watch a little more TV.
That's what I say.
my three jobs that James makes me work and all, I just don't have time to watch TV. So
that's right. I run the show. I run it. It's a requirement. It's in our prenup.
So, my take on Transformers is they really did a bad job with the movies, I think. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of action, but the characters are like so stupid. It's to the point of, who is this movie for? Is it for 4-year-olds or is it for like 20-year-olds? They don't really know what they're doing with it.
You know, it started with the first Transformers movie, even before Mark Wahlberg. You bring in this romance story that's going on in a Transformers movie that seems to be going on in every one of the Transformers movie, whether it's, I don't know, boy chases girl, father's trying to save the daughter. I mean, it just, the main character's in the wrong place at the wrong time all the time. And it's an old, repetitive story.
Yeah. And they've done it 5 times now.
5 times. And it
does really well in the box office, doesn't it?
The last few haven't been as good as the other ones.
Yeah. They do really well overseas. Like the big action movies like that do well in China and Japan. Because you don't need a lot of dialogue. You don't need to understand the language when it's
that's
explosions.
True.
Yeah. Listen, there was a scene in the Transformers movie, and I'm not sure if it was I'm pretty sure it was the one with Mark Wahlberg where they're hanging on the outside of like a plaza. Remember that one? And they're falling from balcony to balcony to balcony onto air conditioners and stuff. None of these movies they've gotten to a point where they're so far-fetched with special effects that they're not believable anymore. Like, if I just fell 2 flights and landed on an air conditioner, I'm probably not walking again. But these guys get right back up, and they're running down, running away, shooting guns at each other while they're falling. And come on, people, it's not even believable.
I hate to say it, but the movie about the giant robots that turn into cars is not believable.
Darn, that movie should be believable.
I'm just saying, if they would have kept it like the cartoon was back in the day, like
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
that, and take the humans out of it.
I think also that this falls in your area where you're not comfortable with, like, fantasy. You seem to struggle with fantasy in movies.
Well, there's some fantasies I don't struggle with, but I'm just saying.
Wow.
So,
all right, moving on.
Anyway,
Ted 2 comes out in 2015. Sequel to Ted, pretty good.
Yep.
A lot of the same comedy beats as the first one. You guys probably didn't see it.
I saw Ted 2, and I still like the first one better. They pushed the envelope a little bit harder in Ted 2.
Yeah, so Ted 2, the big storyline is Ted, the teddy bear, marries his girlfriend. And this gets challenged in court because is he a real person? Can he marry? Blah, blah, blah. So there's an actual story, kind of. But there are a lot of jokes. The famous scene in this one is they go to the sperm donor.
Oh, boy.
It does not turn out well.
No. You will definitely need to watch it. We'll have to have a Ted marathon, Melly Mels, for you to watch.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have to watch.
You will enjoy it. It's funny.
Yeah.
They're funny movies.
They're funny. If you could sit through Old School and all those movies with me with Will Ferrell, you'll sit through Ted and Ted 2 just fine.
Okay.
Speaking of Will Ferrell, he, same year, teams up with Will Ferrell again in Daddy's Home.
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
For Will Ferrell, right?
Of course. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that my, 2 crushes are in that movie. One of which I don't have a crush on anymore.
John Cena?
Wait.
Yeah, I'm over my John Cena crush.
Why don't you go ahead and tell the nation why you're over your John Cena crush? Look at the look on her face, big guy.
I think I already said this once before. I was in love with John Cena for a long time. I actually had a full-size John Cena cardboard cutout that James got me a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I had him in my office for the longest time, shirtless. When I worked in higher ed, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yep. Now that would be inappropriate.
It would be inappropriate now. I actually put a little shirt on my figurine now in my office.
Wow.
I have to censor. Anyway, why don't I love John Cena anymore? Well,
yeah, because you really skirted the issue for the last 3 minutes. She went, woo, way around the world about this one.
I found out that he dumped his first wife. Like, this was the lady that, was with him when he first started in wrestling. They slept in cars together. And they were married, and he divorced her. And I felt that was really sad because she was with him when he was nobody. And then he just leaves her, in the dust. So that was number one. But then number 2, all the stuff that went on with Nikki Bella, because I love Nikki Bella. And the fact that she's my girl crush, that he was really controlling. What?
She's my girl crush.
Nikki Bella's your girl crush too. Oh. It's perfect. Anyway, Yeah. So I don't know. I lost my love for.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Well, pro wrestling marriages rarely seem to work out, so
Yeah.
it's no surprise the Nikki Bella situation happened the way it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then he went and got married to somebody recently after he hemmed and hawed about marrying Nikki, and he didn't want to get married. He didn't want to have kids, and then he ups and marries this lady. It's like an IT person.
I mean, let's be honest. Maybe there was a little something to Nikki Bella that, hey, not the right woman for him.
Okay. She's your girl crush, though.
She's your girl crush. You admitted it.
No, the Bella twins are my girl crush.
No,
both
you guys admitted you liked. Was it Trish Stratus? Was your girl crush?
Trish Stratus.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Stratisfaction.
I thought it was Trish Stratus, and I was gonna look her up because I was listening to the podcast and I heard you both say that, and I was like, oh my, I gotta look up this Trish Stratus.
Yeah, that's
And
why you should always watch the video version, because I would show a photo of Trish Stratus, just like probably have right now.
That's what I get for listening to it in the car.
You too could be stratified. I'm just saying.
Apparently she's something special, so I'm gonna have to look it up.
All right. Let's move on to the next Marky Wahlberg movie.
Oh, we're talking about Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah. Somebody got off on a little tangent.
Sorry, guys, I derailed it.
Do you want to say anything about Daddy's Home, Jim?
Yeah, I'm a Will Ferrell guy. You throw Mark Wahlberg in there as the bad guy again, because that's the part that he plays the best. I'm a fan. I'm not saying it's the best movie out there, but it's up there. It's okay.
It was really funny. Will Ferrell was really funny in that movie. He played.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty good. I think maybe the biggest issue with it is just it feels like a story you've seen like a million times.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel that original, but it is funny.
Yeah. Comedy, on the comedy scale, it's an 8 out of 10.
Okay. What other scale is there?
On the originality scale, it's probably a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
What's it on the popcorn scale?
Maybe I'll eat a couple handfuls. Listen, anytime Will Ferrell talks, I'm diving in. I'm diving in for popcorn.
But you had your popcorn scale rating that you've been using in the show for movies.
Well,
and it's only worth a couple handfuls?
You
I have
threw
no
my scale out the
understanding.
window.
I have no understanding what the scale means anymore.
I know. I'm so confused.
Couple of handfuls. What does that mean?
If the movie's really good, you're eating all the popcorn. If the movie's not as good, you're eating half the popcorn. So you still got popcorn left in the bucket.
Okay. I thought it was like by bucket. The percentage was bucket. Like.
Yeah, so if
I
you eat
thought
the
so
whole
too.
bucket, it's a great movie.
Okay, so this one would be what? A couple handfuls, it equates to like a quarter of
probably a quarter of the bucket.
Okay.
Wow.
I got popcorn left at the end of the movie. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Patriots Day.
Patriots Day is a good movie based on a true story. A lot
Based
of
on
Boston.
the Boston bombing.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was really good too.
Good movie.
He does quite a few movies that are based in Boston too. I wonder if there's a reason for that.
Well, he lives in Boston.
No, he lives in LA.
Well, he's from Massachusetts.
He's from Boston.
Yeah.
He's from Boston.
He's
By
from
the way,
Boston.
You know what? I just had an idea. We can road trip to Boston.
Totally.
It's on the
Cool.
acceptable travel advisory list without having to quarantine.
Well, let's go this weekend. From Boston.
I feel like something happened here. I don't get. What's the from Boston?
It's the Samuel Adams commercial. The TV commercial.
Oh.
You got the guy that's always like, from Boston. I hate that commercial. Anyway, I guess I'm the only one that saw the commercial.
Yeah.
we're like lost here.
Yep.
So there's a lot of movies here, but we'll kind of skip over some of these. I mean, he does Transformers again. We kind of already touched on that. Daddy's Home 2, which was the addition of the fathers, played by Mel Gibson and John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that might have actually been better than the first.
I agree.
The Mel Gibson just being this bitter old guy who couldn't stand the less masculine Will Ferrell was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really funny.
He also does a movie recently called Instant Family. Did you guys happen to see that one?
Oh,
I have not.
Okay, glad I brought it
I
up.
haven't seen- Do you have like a lot more movies in your list, Joe? Oh my gosh, he's done a lot of movies.
Yeah, I'm skipping over a lot of movies. The recent
Wow.
ones. I guess the last one I wanted to talk about was Spenser Confidential, his Netflix original.
I have not seen this yet, and I keep seeing it in my recommended thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's based on the old TV show Spenser for Hire. It's kind of an update on that, which is of course based on a series of books.
That's awesome. Did you guys ever watch Entourage?
The HBO show.
Yeah, did you guys ever watch it?
Not a fan.
Not a fan. I've never seen it. They talked a lot about it on the show.
Not a
Yeah,
fan.
so Mark Wahlberg has I was going to mention this, kind of a very successful career as a producer. He produces Entourage. He produced Ballers, the Rock's HBO show.
Mhm.
Produces the Wahlburgers reality show. And a lot of these movies he's done, he serves as either producer or executive producer.
Oh, okay.
So he's got his hands in the business side of things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I was never a fan of Turtle and all the guys from Entourage.
Yeah, I couldn't stand those guys.
Couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Well, he
Not a fan.
always like on the reality show, he always had an entourage with him. Like no matter where they showed him, he had multiple people with him.
Sure.
And
I believe
don't
the show
know, I
is
guess-
based on his
yeah,
experiences.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
But
Johnny
they're all kind
Drama.
of douchebags, though. So
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
yeah.
Yeah. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
And Joe's. I think the big guy's being nice with how he's calling them douchebags. Because there's another word I would use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not nice.
I don't know.
So
They're
one
not
last
nice.
thing about Spenser Confidential, as we wrap up this Mark Wahlberg co-star is Winston Duke, who you might know from Black Panther, and I mention him because he's a Rochester native,
Hey,
local guy, making it big.
right. Making
That's
it big
awesome.
in the big time.
That's right.
Yeah. Maybe we get him on our show one of these days.
Did you miss the part where I said he made it to the big time?
Oh, damn it. All right. There's really nothing we can offer him.
Well, we're going to talk about beef jerky when we come back, so maybe
Hey.
if he sticks around for that, we'll, but we're
Oh,
gonna
that's good. Jack.
we're gonna wrap up here with Mark Wahlberg, and we're gonna come
Yes.
back with
Thank
Baloney
God.
Nation.
All right. Welcome
Hey.
back, folks. What's up, big guy?
It's our favorite time of the show, Jim. It's time for Baloney Nation.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say, welcome, Melly Mels.
Hi.
Melly
Oh.
Mels joining us as we will head to the phone lines, and of course,
All right.
if anyone wants to call, they can call 585-484-1770.
Boom. Boom.
And we have, let's see, 2 voicemails, and we'll start with this one.
Hey guys, it's Melly Mels. I just listened to your anniversary episode, and I realized that I didn't call in and say congratulations. Congratulations on your first year. I know it was a fun project for you two, and I really enjoy listening. So anyway, good job, and keep it coming. I also wanted to say that my favorite episode as well was the Office Scranton trip. still not sure how you guys ate all that food and didn't throw up. But that was really fun, and I look forward to doing more of that in the future. And then also just a little tidbit about Chevy Chase. Actually, National Lampoon's Vacation was a favorite of mine when I was younger. And I remember my mom and dad pirating a VHS copy of National Lampoon's Vacation and Dirty Dancing for me for one of my birthdays. That was one of my gifts. And honestly, it probably was one of the best gifts I ever received. So a fellow Chevy Chase lover and fan, and I really enjoyed that movie ever since I was a little girl. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Comments, Jim?
I have to say, it's funny that she called in late. That's all I'm going to say. But no, thank you, Melly Mels. We couldn't have done this without you. So thank you.
Any comments on the old VHS and her apparent love for Chevy Chase?
I did not know she loved Chevy Chase as much as she just professed on air. But, I do want to say that I'm surprised that's the only thing that your parents pirated for you on the old VHS, knowing some of the things that I know.
Wow.
But listen, I was big into pirating movies back in the day myself. So Netflix Netflix is the new pirating of VHS or whatever you want to call it now. You stream everything. No more VHS tapes. We're all old.
Yeah, it was a big deal because you had to have 2 VCRs to make it happen.
Yeah, and you couldn't just tape the squiggly lines on the screen either, and you tried to adjust the tracking to make sure you could get it to where you could actually see it.
Okay, we're not talking about that. Apparently you are.
Yeah. Good times.
Now, Jim, you wanted to talk about a gift that Melly Mels got for you recently.
Yes. So I got this, I might actually have to have Melly Mels talk to you about it a little bit because, so I got this gift. It's called, it's like a beef jerky in a box club or something, right, Mel?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Jim Deezy wanted a subscription box service. He was a little jealous because I get a couple of them. So
it's all this crazy stuff that shows up in a box. It's all like fancy washes and shampoos and fancy this and fancy eye things to wear at night when you go to sleep and headphones. And I'm like, man, I wish they had stuff like that for guys.
They do. So there's this company called Crate Joy. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. They actually advertise on some of the podcasts that I listen to. But anyway, so I ordered him a beef jerky subscription for Valentine's Day.
Got the first 2 yesterday, and Neil said, I do want to say that I've tried them already, and we're going to start with the first one. This one is orange honey teriyaki.
Okay.
We'll that right.
People's Choice craft-made beef jerky.
Yep.
Downtown Los Angeles, of course.
Yeah.
LA famous for beef jerky.
Oh yeah, didn't even know. I thought it was only Crips and Bloods there in LA, but apparently there's a big thing of beef jerky. And I will say,
that's what everyone goes to LA for.
Yeah, I will say, good beef jerky. If you're into oranges and beef jerky, who would have ever thought that you could put the two together and come up with orange teriyaki? You can definitely taste the orange in it, but it's good beef jerky. I'm gonna go to the second one because this one I pretty much ate the whole bag on.
Okay. Do you have a rating scale for this beef jerky?
We're going to go a scale of 1 to 10. Just a simple
that first
scale.
One.
0, not edible at all. 10 is supreme beef jerky. I'm going to go, because I'm not a fan of mixing oranges and beef jerky, I'm going to go a 6 out of 10 on this one.
Okay. So you're not a fan of the orange.
The orange has got there's a little bit too much of an orange bite to the beef jerky for me.
Okay. That is weird.
Like, yeah, the fact that it's almost like you're biting into an orange peel as you're eating the beef jerky.
Yowza.
So we're going to go to number 2, my personal favorite so far, and I've eaten almost the whole bag. This one is
Righteous Felon.
Felon beef jerky. Victorious B.I.G. I have no idea where the company name came from, All I know is this beef jerky is infused with Storm King Stout beer.
Oh.
And it's from the Storm King infused night at the Victory Brew Pub. And somebody had spilled some of the beer on the beef jerky, and they liked it so much that they actually bagged it.
Do we have a city of origin for this?
City of origin is Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Oh, my God.
Which means, guess what, folks? We can go there.
Road trip.
Road trip. But I will say I'm shocked. This one's really good. This one kind of stays. You could definitely taste the beer, almost like if you poured Guinness, the Guinness stout beer on maybe some beef jerky or something, or maybe some beef pieces or whatever.
So what's your number rating for that?
So I'm going to go on this one. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10 because I like the creativity on this.
Okay.
No orange taste. I like that.
So you're being pretty strict with the scale because you seemed pretty happy with that, and yet it only got a 7. So, I mean, you really expect a 10 to blow you away.
It's got to wow me. As soon as it hits my lips, it's got to wow me.
Man, there's some excitement now in the show because if you actually find a 10, holy cow.
Yeah. And listen, when we start doing these road trips again, I'm going to start picking up bags of beef jerky from the Wawas, from the Sheets, from the different places, and we're going to review them, and we're going to let you know which one is a 10 out of 10.
Okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind for future episodes. The Jim Deezy Beef Jerky Challenge.
I like it.
Okay. Rolls off the tongue.
It rolls right. We need a T-shirt. Like the Michael Scott something for rabies.
Yeah. So again, we have a voicemail on our phone line, which is 585-484-1770. And here we go.
Where do babies come from? Where do
babies
come from?
I'm sorry. What was what?
Did you catch that?
Where do babies come from?
Yeah. We've got some young listeners. Apparently, when you open the phone lines, you never know what will happen.
Well, I mean, I'll put it out there, but I mean, Melly Mels can take over. But babies come from the woman.
Let's just say babies come from the storks. I think that's a safer bet.
Yeah, I think the storks is a very good concept. For our
for those
listeners.
of you born back in the day, we could say from the Cabbage Patch.
Go talk to your parents.
Yeah. Listen, little one, don't ever call to this show again asking those kind of questions, putting us on the spot. Get off my lawn.
It's kind of crazy they called this show.
Yeah. Google it. That's what everybody else does.
I'm
sorry. Don't Google that. Don't Google. For public service announcement, don't Google where babies come from. Don't do it. You'll be on some kind of watch list.
So we also received some text messages on the phone line. Baloney Nation has a nice word of encouragement. I look forward to Talking Baloney every week. I really enjoy it. Don't be discouraged by YouTube. Just keep moving forward and producing more great shows. Your audience is out there waiting to discover you.
I like that.
An actual positive message from a fan.
They're not expecting money or anything, are they?
I don't know. They didn't hear our answer to where babies come from yet, so.
Well, we thank you for the positive message. That was awesome. That's why we do this show, for the humor and for humanity.
Yeah, we do it for humanity, damn it.
Yeah. Someone's got to.
So next up, we had, a few weeks ago, we answered the question of what we thought The Simpsons' last episode would be. And someone wrote in with their suggestion of what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
They think it should be Marge waking up to Homer, who's asleep on the couch and going to be late for work. Homer talks about the dream he had and then goes on to make fun of the last 20 or so seasons, and then he goes back to sleep.
That's different.
So, yeah, I think they're trying to say that the last 20 years of The Simpsons sucked. But it raises an interesting question of season finales, like season-ending episodes. It's a hard thing to do. Like, a lot of TV shows have kind of dropped the ball at the end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is there like a show that you like that actually ended really well?
I mean, even when The Office ended, I thought that even the way the ending was, I didn't like that they just, I don't like endings that don't come back in a couple weeks or a couple years and tell you what happened.
Left you hanging.
You know, left you hanging.
Yeah.
Like when Knight Rider ended. It just ended.
Right.
You know, it's like any other TV. I mean, I guess they did it right with like Friends. You know, they kind of were like everybody. They laid out where everybody was going, I guess.
Right.
But
You like
with,
the
like,
kind of thing like you see in 80s movies where it shows like each person and it says
Yeah,
at the
where
bottom
they
of
are
the
now.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect example. What's the now I'm forgetting the darn name of the movie. Animal House. At the end of Animal House, they go everybody, you know, he became a senator, he became this, he became that.
Yeah.
That's how everything should end.
Not like The Sopranos.
I definitely hated the ending of The Sopranos.
That's one of the ones I was thinking of. The TV show
Seinfeld.
Lost, Seinfeld. They heavily criticized for how they ended.
Yeah.
I think
did not like it.
Parks and Rec. I don't know if you watched that show, from the creators of The Office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They did exactly what you just said for their finale. They flash forwarded in time into the future and showed like each person what they went on to do. That was probably
That
one of the
is
best
nice.
endings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melly
I mean,
Mels, any TV show that you watched that ended poorly or ended well?
Well, the ones I was thinking about were The Sopranos. I remember watching that with James and us being like, whoa. Like, wait. It was really shocking. You
For
know,
those of you
and
who missed it, it looked like this.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looked like.
It was
With
like
a little
it,
journey music
Yeah.
playing in the background.
yeah, it was like don't
Um,
stop believing. Don't stop believing what? What are we not supposed to stop believing?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of mystery around it.
You know, everybody was a suspect in that diner. Like, is that going to be the one that shoots Tony? Is he going to shoot Tony? Is he going to?
Yeah.
And then they just bring the food out and they just pan to black.
Yeah.
See, I liked it because I think they had set up in the course of the show that when your time is up, it's up, and you don't see it coming. And I think that was, I thought it was really well done. But yeah, a lot of people weren't happy.
Even when the daughter was out parking the car and different, you know, when she almost gets hit, you're like, oh, here it comes. And then, oh, wait a minute, she's parking the car. No one's going to shoot at her. Come on.
Yeah. I specifically remember Seinfeld too being a not so great ending. I actually just watched a whole series called New Girl with Zoe Deschanel, I think is how you. Yeah, it was really good. And it ran for a long time. And there were a lot of people.
Fox.
Yeah, there were a lot of people from The Office on it. Angela Kinsey was on it. Huh?
Was Mindy Kaling on that as well?
I think she was on it like one or two episodes. Angela was a teacher at the school, and there were a couple other people that were on it from The Office. Anyway, that actually ended really well at the end too, showing you know what happened to them at the end. But that was a recent one.
Nice. And you guys probably didn't watch Game of Thrones, right?
No.
Yeah, so that was a heavily criticized ending, and I totally agree. That was one of the biggest botched endings I think I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I've watched some episodes of Game of Thrones. I just never,
you
know.
You know, when a show is like that, where you're on this journey for 7 years,
Yeah.
and you watch it every week,
Mhm.
and it was so good, and then all of a sudden it just gets really bad at the end. It's really disappointing.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of an emotional investment in it, you know, as
Sure.
you're watching it.
You know, the only ending that came well on any show, I will go back to The Sopranos. The only ending that was great was when what's her name got killed in the woods. When Tony's nephew, when his girlfriend or
Oh.
wife or whatever, when she gets axed in the woods. I mean, they don't show it, but that was rightfully deserved, and you had a feeling it was coming, and when they pull over, she knows it's coming. They did that one right.
Okay.
That's kind of dark.
Yeah,
That was.
she was a turncoat. She went to the feds.
Oh my goodness. I guess maybe when people are so emotionally invested in these TV shows, and then there's an end, it's always going to be a I don't know. People are, I think, are going to have a negative maybe reaction or a sad reaction to it because it's coming to an end.
Yeah, I agree.
Like The Office. We watched it, you know, it was sad to see it end.
Well, then you ask yourself, what are we going to do now? What do we do now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what was cool, for me at least, The Office ended, but then you had the creative team on Parks and Rec, which was kind of a similar
Yeah.
show, and that show was really good. And you know, you can find like another show to replace it, I think, in some cases.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, speaking of things ending, we're out of
It's that
time.
It's that time again. Well, thank you, Melly Mels, for coming on today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
And Big Guy, welcome back again. Good to see you
Yeah.
again.
Great
Glad
to see
everything's
everyone
going
on
good.
our
Yeah.
season 2 premiere episode.
Hopefully soon we get these road trips going here. Get
Got-
things back on, you know. Some
We
donuts.
got a lot of road trips
garbage
we need
plates
to take.
and some
Yeah.
Waffle House.
Some salads
And-
at Waffle House.
No. Salads at Waffle House. Come
I'm
on.
joking. I'm not going to get a salad this time.
It's embarrassing. Anyway.
All
All right, everybody, stay classy and wash your hands.
right. See ya.
Peace.
Draw.